and just being here in this beautiful space to remind everyone that we all have medicines. We are all medicine women, maybe medicine men who are here as well. And I'm just so grateful to be here. And we're going to start with a little cacao blessing. So Annie asked if you do have cacao to have cacao with you. If you don't, that is okay. We are going to intend that this beautiful spirit, Mama Cacao, will be with all of us today. So if you have a cacao and you want to hold it now, we're going to start with our beautiful blessing now. Ma, ma, ka. Mama sagrada cacao. Mama cacao. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Oh, oh. Now we're going to invite our beautiful shaman, Leticia Shononsoy, to join us and sing a beautiful ikoro for us all during this blessing. Mama kaka cách mẹ na na ba ria que se na ba 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 que ya 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 ba ria sen sen na ona ya sha concha que da honey, que ya ya besa la yucha anu hola ya que se Thank you, Leticia. That was beautiful. An Ikoro chant is a chant that comes through to us from the medicine herself. So I want to thank you so much for sharing that beautiful, beautiful song and prayer and blessing with us. And as we take a moment to look down at the cacao, at the layers that we see on the surface of the cacao, the water, what looks like powder, or the moon, bubbles, more sand or soil below the bubbles, all the different layers. We are reminded of the journey that Mama Cacao wishes to take us on, the journey in seeing all the other perspectives in truth, the journey of understanding all the different dimensions that we are here to evolve into and to experience. We thank you, Mama Cacao, for calling on each and every one of us who's here today. Each and every one of us, we know that you call on those who are ready to step into a massive shift in our lives. And we know that that takes a relationship with you, and that it also takes a surrendering, a remembering that we are just beginning to remember who we really are. And so a letting go of our stories, our masks, our conditions, our beliefs. And so we welcome you into our hearts. We welcome you to open up our minds and our hearts to all of the beautiful joy and love that is here today, that is going to be shared with us today, all of the new things that we may learn, all of the new experiences, and mostly to remember that community, aligned community, is the most sacred gift that we can enjoy together. Thank you, Mama Cacao. Now we can drink. Satnam, namaste. And as we drink, we're going to hand this back over to Annie and Fernanda. Thank you so much, loves. Just going to unmute you, Annie. Oh,
yeah, I got it. Yeah. Judy, also, maybe you could also share just a little bit about how you utilize the Healy with your cacao and how frequency has really helped you as a medicine woman in the world, you know, expand your journey and your business and how you do what you do.
Thank you. It is such an honor, as I mentioned, to be here, mostly, as I mentioned, because of this incredible community. We know that now the most beautiful way, besides frequencies and working with frequency therapy, community is one of the most valuable things that we can do right now. And I'm just so grateful to be part of this beautiful, beautiful community. And so for me, cacao came into my world a few years ago through the beautiful shaman who you just heard from, Leticia. I started to work with her, and I started to develop and grow a beloved relationship with this beautiful plant medicine. And in that daily devotion, I started to expand and open my heart and my mind. And years ago, I was involved in a similar model company, and I had said I would never, ever, ever again take part in this. But because I have been expanding and opening my mind and my heart, I was waiting for the perfect community, the perfect enlightened community. And cacao has been a beautiful gift and awakening for me. And I started to hear from Annie especially how being in sacred relationship with all of our medicines, including the Healy, which is an ancient sacred technology, which is also of the future and is also right now in the present. And so being in sacred relationship, and I knew I had just spent 4 years in sacred, devotional, daily relationships, speaking to Mama Cacao, asking, surrendering, asking for guidance. And I knew that this was also another beautiful medicine that I could bring into that world, the cacao world, and into my other world, my personal life, everything. And so some of the things I do with the Healy, this beautiful frequency device within cacao, with my beautiful cacao medicine, is I have cacao that I bring in from Ecuador and from Peru that I then sell to others through my website. And now every single batch, when it comes in, is charged with a beautiful frequency. And I would like to read that to you, because I would like for you to think about what is your medicine at home and what can you do to charge your medicine or use it to weave within your medicine. And Annie has helped me to realize how beautifully we can do this with cacao. And so I want to read that for you right here. So I've added into my Healy the paste, a lot number, So the cacao comes in lot numbers, of course. And this is what I have charged each and every batch of cacao that comes to me, that gets packaged and sent out for sale. Anyone drinking this cacao will experience a deep and profound understanding and awareness of Mama Cacao's medicine for them in their journey of awakening and serving humanity. Their heart will soften and they will release with ease stories, beliefs, paradigms, and conditions that no longer serve them. And they will remember more and more each day their truth and divinity. And as I host cacao ceremonies, this beautiful honor, having had this beautiful, growing, sacred relationship with Mama Cacao and hearing from her an initiation to share in ceremony with others, I also, before each cacao ceremony, I also charge the group in the ceremony. And I would like to read just one of those before we finish off here. This was the one, this frequency playground. I did one a few months ago that was focused mostly on cacao and a little bit on the Healy. And right before, because the quantum knows who's coming to that session, just like it knows who's coming here today, this was what I charged, the frequency that we created for that beautiful event. Everyone attending the live or watching the recording of the sacred ceremony and Money Loves You ritual, which was the name of that ceremony, will experience a profound expansion and awareness of the medicine of cacao, of the loving energy and frequency of money, and of the radical and magnificent possibilities to transform reality through the quantum field through the Healy frequency device. May our eyes and our hearts be open to the signs all around us to guide us with ease, flow, and abundance through our days. May the Healy device be drawn into the hands and hearts of those who are ready for a radical shift in consciousness. And so that is, I mean, I have so much more to share, but I know that we have so much sharing here and really just being part of this beautiful community. There is so much sharing for all of us. We're all learning how to use this beautiful device in extraordinary ways to create even new medicines, which is where we're at in this world right now, is starting to step outside of the box, take your current medicines, weave it with frequency, and create even more magnetic, accelerating medicines. And that's what this has called us for, each and every one of us. And such an honor to be here once again. Thank you, loves. Oh, we're just gonna unmute you.
Yes, thank you so much, Judy. That was amazing. And I think like one of the things that I would love to hear from you guys in the chat is, what is your medicine that you share in the world? I would love to hear that as you're kind of typing in. But one of the things that Judy was saying that was so powerful is that she's taking her current offering in the world, right? And she is informing it with a frequency. So she's choosing a frequency from Healy. Maybe it's heart opening, maybe it's whatever, right? There's so many, over 144,000 frequencies, right? So she's choosing a frequency to then inform the batch of cacao that you then get. So, I mean, think about that for just a hot minute, right? Like if you're a medicine woman who does skin treatments, let's just say that that's your medicine and you do skin treatments and you create skin oils for people. You could then take the Healy and you can use the microcurrents and you can add them to the oil, the base oil that you're making, and you can inform it with skin impurity or skin, like all of the different, there's so many different skin programs. So you could inform it with whatever intention that you have, then with the skin frequency to add that to this beautiful already medicine that you provide to the world. So, I mean, those are just two little examples, right? So if we like can sort out what your medicine is, right? There's literally no one that I've ever gotten on the phone with talking about this that I can't tell you a way for you to use the Healy with your business, or to use it magically with your business, or to expand how to use it with your business, because there are infinite ways to use this sacred device. And that's something that I really don't think it's like, as much as I share it on my story and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, it's like every time I try to, like, I go through the Healy with someone and I tell them, like, here's your business, here's how you can use it. I blow my own mind over and over again. I'm like, shit, like, I didn't even think of that. Like, that's amazing. Another amazing thing. Here's another layer, right? And it just expands and expands and expands and expands. So thank you, Judy, for that. And like, I mean, knowing that when you buy cacao from Judy, that it has been given this gift of frequency. And I mean, also that's been given her gift of her own frequency, which is amazing. So now you're pairing, right, your beautiful frequency of you with the frequencies of the quantum realm, and you are reorienting to your original human blueprint. That's what Healy does. So we are back to the roots of our purest self. I mean, yeah, ancient, old, brand new, aliens, wherever it's coming from, folks, this is fire. So thank you, Judy, for that. And I'm excited to read all of your medicines there in a minute. But I want to introduce now our next medicine woman, who as I was making up the promos for it, I called her a storyteller. And that was because Fernanda is a storyteller. She is one of my, I mean, dearest, dearest, dearest soul sisters. She happens to also be my upline who I bought the Healy from. She also happens to live 5 minutes from me, so we get to hang out quite a lot. We have a lot of fun. It's just so nice to be able to be like, hey, babe, let's go to lunch. That's like a daily. let's go eat here. Let's go eat there. But we have built such a beautiful, supportive team, the two of us with each other, that I think it really does flow down and taproot down into all the people that come through our lineage, our people, because the container that we create together, I think, is really powerful and sacred and very magical. And so Fernanda is this woman who is incredible. If you've heard her speak, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to shut up so she can like just get to it. But everything she says is just, it's literally like little gems just falling from the sky, just like right into your lap, like gem after gem. Like, just hold your hands open, folks, while she's talking, so you can like collect all of the gems of Fernanda. Okay, that's it. I love you, babe. Fernanda.
I'm here, and I'm so mind blown that you just said the word gem that many times, because look at the card that I pulled for us. The gem. I pulled the gem for us. And of course, when you know, these things happen. These things happen. And I was going to pull cards at the end, but as the gals were sharing, I just started feeling that it was the time to pull. And so I pulled the gem and the vision. And I was mind blown when I pulled these cards, because it was exactly what I was going to speak on. And then, of course, Annie says that word like 7 times right before I share it with all of you. So I wasn't going to read it until the end, but I'm going to read the card, the gem, right now for you all before I even begin, because, yeah, it'll set a little template here for where we're going. It says the diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. But one thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface, where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. There's more I can share on this specific card, but when this idea came for this workshop, this masterclass, this 8/8 portal, of medicine women gathering to share. Of course, my very first thought was like a big exhale of here we are. We're ready to have these conversations. There are 100 people here. We're ready to have these conversations en masse. And that means that we're ready for the descent. That means that we're ready to gather the gems. Because when you go down into the depths, that's where you pick up the gems. That's where you soul bits. And of course, it takes, when I say going into the descent, it means going into darkness, but not the darkness that we associate with evil. It means the realms of the unseen, where you have to tap into inner visioning. That is something that I have been working on and teaching before Healy even came into my lap, into my hand. And when it did, I saw how Healy was a bridge into the realms of the unseen. Healy was an opportunity for all of us that aren't quite familiar, perhaps, with using our intuition on a daily basis, or with reading the picture images that come in our dreams or in our poetry or in fairy tales, and understanding that they mean something far greater than what Disney has imprinted on us. That we're able now to access this and to understand it and to take it in a completely different way. And what I mean is this. So I teach on archetypes. And in fact, I just pulled this card, the gem, from my archetype deck, Kim Cron's archetype deck, which is my absolute favorite #1 deck that I use every single day. And I teach on archetypes, right? Archetypes are frequencies. But what's a frequency? So for all of you who haven't heard me say this before, frequency is energy, which is always in a state of chaos, plus a code, plus information. So when you have energy plus information, you have a frequency that's moving through the realms of the unseen always, right? You can have the frequency of love moving into your cells with the Healy. You can have the frequency of wealth and abundance moving into your cells. But archetypally speaking, when you wake up in the middle of a dream, and you're like, whoa, what was that? What did I just see? Let's say you saw an archetypal energy that came into your dream. This happens in those realms because we have easier access to the unseen when we're in that state of REM, right? And I've had many, many dreams where I'm like, whoa, I just had this woman wearing a beautiful, huge red dress chase me through time. Or I had a dream one time where I swear I was kidnapped by a man and taken to my father's house, and he was Hades, the lord of the underworld. And I'm like, okay, I know, because I'm a dream worker, that it's not scary. I know that I'm being raptured by the divine masculine when I have a dream like that. But that's because I'm able to understand the information that's coming with this energy, right? Robert Bly says, hold on, I want to make sure everybody's muted. And if you're not muted, could you please mute? Perfect. Yeah, Robert Bly says that an archetype is like 100,000 volts that comes and hits you immediately, right? And the normal human being is like at 100 volts. So when you have an archetypal energy that comes into your field, whether it's a goddess, whether it's a divine masculine energy, whether it's a lion, an archetypal energy that comes and lands in your field, it can't stay in our bodies forever, or we would go mad. We can't hold 100,000 volts of energy in every cell of our body forever. It comes for a second with information. It rides that frequency wave to us with information that we can tap and access and become expanded by that. This is why I teach on archetypal maturation, the maiden to mother to crone process. But also, we, as women, we do this biologically, but we also do it within, in our inner lands. So what I want to do here is I want to read a quote that I love that speaks to this idea of what it means to see with our inner eye, what it means to understand that these characters in the stories are unfolding energies that are coming to inform us, right? And I have a question for all of you guys. Before I read this quote, can you just drop into the chat if you've ever had an encounter, a noticeable encounter with the realms of the unseen, whether it's through vision, through like, clairaudience, like hearing something, feeling, goosebumps or shivers down your spine when you know something. I am certain every single person here in this Zoom and listening to this replay has had some sort of experience in that field, in that way. Why am I certain? Because it's part of our human system. It's part of us. We are electric beings. We feel charges. We feel energy in motion. We know it in our bodies, in our cells. Our mind is separate from our body many times, right? Our body knows. Our body knows. And so the one thing that I guess right here, right now, I really want to share with you is that if you're here and you're curious about Healy and you're using it on a daily basis, what is happening to you on an informed level is that you are gaining access to greater and greater and greater depths of information about who you are by working with these archetypal energies that move in and out of you. So when you go to bed at night, you can be running a Healy program, coherence, for example, but when you go to bed at night, ask for a dream and see how much more powerful your dreams can be with the Healy by your side. Sit down to write a poem and see what comes when you're imagining with your eyes closed, a story for yourself, a story for your child, a story of love, anything, but pick an energy. For today, obviously, we'll share a tiny bit about the lion because, well, the lion is amazing and today's the Lionsgate portal. And I don't know much about what in the skies is happening with Sirius and all these things with the lion. I don't do that. That's not my medicine. My medicine is closing my eyes and feeling what the lion is and seeing a lion in front of me, dreaming of lions. And I will share one experience that I've had. And it was right before I walked through the portals of separation and divorce. And this is a very, very, very telling dream about the process of unfolding, of blooming, of coming into yourself. And the lion is there as the right hand of the goddess to help us through our descent, to help us through the realms of the unseen where we cannot see with these eyes, where we have to activate our inner eye. So I'll tell you that story, but first a quote by William Stafford. Okay, rub your hands real quick just to take a little moment because I've been talking. Take a little moment, rub your hands, place them over your heart, close your eyes. It is important that awake people be awake, or a breaking line may discourage them back to sleep. The signals that we give, yes and no and maybe, must be clear. The darkness around us is deep. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, open your eyes. Okay, that quote. It's important that awake people be awake, or a breaking line may discourage them back to sleep. We're waking here. We're waking up. This is super big, super important. We're waking. And what that means is that we are able to see through the darkness. We are able to see where our eyes see black, see pitch dark. But activating that inner eye, we know where to go. We know what to see. We see the picture form behind the eyelids, right? And it's only going in that we can ever come out again. So before I even knew about tarot, before I even knew about any of this magic stuff, I started to dabble in it through my dreams. And I'm a researcher at heart. So every time I would dream something, I'm like, what does this mean? I didn't even know who Inanna was at this moment in time. She's my most beloved goddess, of whom I'm a priestess of. And I had a dream where, first, it was ironic. I had a dream that I gave birth to a little girl. And my son came up to me the next morning. We co-slept and he's like, Mommy, I dreamt you had a baby. And I was like, wait, what? I just dreamt I had a baby. And he's like, yeah, you had a little baby right over there. And it was so weird because I literally had just dreamt I had a baby. So like a month later, I have a dream where I see this woman and she's at a park and she's absolutely frazzled. She's a new mom and she's got a baby. And I'm like, okay, weird, right? This woman has a baby, but she doesn't know what to do with this baby. She's like, all frantic, has the backpack, has all the gears, has the stroller, has it all. But the baby is crying hysterically. And the woman like makes sure she packs everything up and she's just pushing the baby out. She doesn't realize is that she had left the car seat with the baby in it, but she took everything else. And I knew when I saw this frazzled woman that she'd be back. I knew she didn't intend to leave her baby. I knew that just in her airiness, in her spaciness, she forgot her baby, right? She forgot her gem, or she lost it or whatever, right? And so I stayed and I was like, oh, I'll just wait right here for her to come back. But instead of her coming back, a lion comes. And this lion was wearing a red cape, which is weird. The lion is wearing a red cape in my dream, comes, grabs I'm holding the baby, literally takes the baby by his jaws very tenderly, looks at me and leaves. I woke up the next day and I started my bleed. And so I thought that I had dreamt of a moon animal. Sometimes moon animals come, especially like an animal wearing a red cape. I thought at this moment in time, I thought this dream was announcing that my bleed was coming. And I just didn't think much of it. But I knew when you remember dreams, there is power. There's a story there for you to unravel, for you to tap into your unconscious. You can use the Healy for this, for example, to try to understand your dreams. But what I'll say here is that that lion was drawing me down into a descent to retrieve the gem that I had forgotten. So think about how many of us are here in this existence to retrieve parts of our soul. There is a descent that's required, and the lion is the right hand of the goddess. He's the right hand. He's the right hand of Inanna, and she had to descend. If you don't know this story, dive into it. Had to descend through the 7 gates all the way down into the underworld for her to be reborn and to come back out. And that was what was coming for me, that experience. And the lion was there. The lion is the divine masculine of the feminine. He is the right hand of the feminine through her, holding her into her ability to see and to be awakened. And when this quote by William Stafford talks about the darkness around us is deep, he's not saying evil. He's not at all saying that evil is around us, so we must stay awake. He's saying that it's easy to be lulled back into sleep. It's so easy to be lulled out of our wakingness. Our ability to go in and know that there is an inner space that exists within all of us that we can have access to. And if you're here and you already have a Healy, you know what I'm talking about. We are here to communicate and have a dialogue with ourselves on a daily basis. That's why we pull cards. That's why we ask the pendulum. What we're really doing is tapping into a conversation with our higher self. And so I could talk forever and ever about this sort of stuff because it's my jam and this is what I do. But I just want to leave it at that, at the first card that I pulled, the gem. We're here to retrieve the gems. The lion is here as an ally, as a totem of divine masculine force that knows how to up-level us into that next stage. When I saw that lion coming and I understood that that lion was saying, come, follow me. I'm going to walk you down to get this baby. That's actually you. You actually just gave birth to this child, to this energy, this creative potential. This was 5 years ago that I had this dream. And this is where my path of being a medicine woman opened, because I knew like I had never been into the depths before. And the lion knew that too, and he was guiding. So if you're feeling like you're just about to go into the depths, if you're familiar with the darkness, if you know already how to see within the realms of the unseen, you know what I'm talking about, and you know how Healy can be an amazing ally for you. So I'll just leave it at that. The second card that I pulled is, of course, the vision. The vision, right? The ability to see. The ability to see, the ability to paint pictures for yourself of where you're going. And I'll say this too here. I'll just read this one quote. Beginnings and endings fall by the wayside as we practice seeing ourselves as part of the cosmic circularity of creation. For this reason, it's no surprise a ring is oh wait, what? I'm reading the ring. Sorry, that's weird. That's never happened. But anyways, that's also kind of cool. I don't know, the way where I'll take it with that is I'm intending to give us the vision, and instead I painted a ring for us, right? And so where we start and where we're going, it's all a circle, it's all a ring. I'll pass the baton off now, Annie. But I'm really glad that everyone is here with this intention of tapping into our inner visioning. It's a magical gift for sure to be able to use the Healy to help us see, right? To truly see.
Yeah, thank you, Fernanda. So you saw what I was talking about. She's amazing, and that was a beautiful share. And of course, just like understanding that there's so much there, right? But like what you were talking about, Fernanda, about how the Healy helps us see into the unseen. As I weave into my portion of today, that really like just hit me so hard, because that's where we are when I think about the Healy and my journey as a medicine woman has been since I'm born. I think since I'm born. I honestly really believe that, you know, like when someone's born and they just love horses and they do everything horse, you know, all the things, and their whole life is going to be horse, right? I feel like was my life. Like I was born in a realm of understanding my spiritual nature from just very young. And I've basically spent my entire life on a spiritual journey of unfolding and traveling the world, you know, hugging trees, communicating with the natural world around me. I knew I was a witch from like the moment that I heard this word. I knew that that was me. And I was very proud of it right from the get-go. So there is my knowing of my spiritual connections to the natural world have always been present in me for as much as I can remember in my life. And so I've spent a lot of time in the unseen realms. I've spent so much time actually there. And like Fernanda was talking about her dreams and these beautiful stories that come through our dreams, they're really visions, you know, they really are. And the more that I do a thing called conscious dreaming, where I'm actively working with my dream and moving myself through them, after many, many years of practice with this, I've been able to kind of weave myself through specifically visions that I'm having in this unconscious realm into this realm. But that place where we're envisioning and visioning forward, that's the relationship that we make with like the quantum realm, the relationship we make with the natural world, trees, connecting with nature, being out, you know, knowing that you're one with water, all of those pieces. That's our relationship with the natural world. And when we combine those two together, it's kind of an unstoppable force. And so for me, like I'm an earth witch all day long, and I know the natural world like the back of my hand. This in me are cauldrons in the woods, moon men, all of that. I know my stuff. And when the Healy came into my life, all of a sudden it was like, ooh, like this is a world, the quantum realm, that is the most, it is one of the most ancient of all time, right? But that wasn't really my medicine in the beginning. My medicine has always been just understanding and working deeply with the elements. And so coming into Healy and bridging that unseen world of the natural world with the quantum realm, it was like, it's just like putting together these really powerful puzzle pieces. I wrote a post a while back saying, you don't choose Healy, Healy chooses you. When you're ready to receive the medicine of the quantum realm, when you're ready to move into what I'm really starting to understand and lay the foundations for, the new earth in 5D, right? Like really conscious living. You have to know how to bridge those two things together, right? Because we're here as humans and we're also here getting information, and it is coming down. It's literally raining down on us. I mean, there is literally almost nowhere you can look online where you're not going to see some form of biohacking right now, some form of something. because we are literally going through, it's like dripping, but it's really raining. And when you're in the quantum realm, everything is so like fast and furious, right? One of the things that I noticed about using a Healy, for instance, is that sometimes things will only take 1 second to shift. Literally, not even at like 1 second. Because 1 second in the quantum realm could be, it might as well be a million years. Time collapses. We have absolutely no idea what the time realms are outside of our very linear view of time. And so there is a lot of magic, right, that is spinning quickly. And obviously we call it quantum leap. We need some words. We need words to hold all of this stuff that's happening, because it's so much for the spirit body to contain at one time. We have to put it to words. And I pulled, so today being the 8/8 portal, like Fernanda, I pulled a few cards from this is my husband's deck, actually. He's really into Ascended Masters and things. So I pulled 3 from the Ascended Masters realm deck. And I got Lady Venus, Downloads and Understanding. And it says, truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. I pulled the Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Hell yeah. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back, obviously. And I pulled the Shekinah, Sacred Self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. And I think we're being called. You know, I really believe that Healy is this ancient, the way I describe Healy when someone comes to me and they're like, what's Healy? You know, I'm like, oh, well, you've come to someone who's going to tell you it in a totally different way if you look at the website. But the way I see it is it as if you walked into an Akashic Records library and you pulled off the shelf your life book and you open it to your page. And you can read literally every single thing, aspect, ancestral, past life, this life, spirit body, physical, emotional body. Read it and then close the book and reorient yourself to your original human blueprint instantaneously. I mean, that's literally how I describe it now, because I've seen over this year that I've had the Healy how magical it can be. And from an earth witch, I'm telling you that this is a sacred tool that we are weaving together with the old ways magic of Mother Earth. These two things are coming together at this time in life, in the realms of the world, because it's time to shift into a new earth. We are there. We are present and ready for that. So anyone that's on this call, you're getting these transmissions because you're ready. You're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And if you allow yourself to see through that, see into the unseen, you allow yourself to open yourself up to like what can be possible. Let me tell you that everything can be possible. Literally, there is nothing that you cannot manifest, get into alignment, get into coherence, and literally become a magnet for. There's nothing that you cannot do here when you understand this relationship between the natural world and the quantum. And bringing those two together, it's a superpower. I mean, it is literally a superpower that you have in your hot little hand. So today, I wanted to give you a little fun thing that you can do on 8/8 as we move into this portal day. I asked you to bring a bowl of water and a crystal, just any crystal that you have. A small one, because you're going to do just, you want it to be kind of small, not a big old chunker, but like a little one, and some salt. So if you've got a little salt. All right, so you're gonna just add a little bit of salt to your water. That's kind of just the first thing. Just add a little salt to your water. And then you're going to take your crystal and you're gonna add it to your water. Just do a little cleanse because your crystal, you know, all of our crystals need a good cleanse from time to time, but especially today. Now, as you're doing that, just move your salt to the side and put your hands, gonna kind of charge up your hands here like this. And you're gonna put your hands over your crystal, okay? And just like feed that energy there of your personal intention, your personal vibration, and just like feed it into this crystal. And I want you to, if Judy, if you could play that music again, I would really appreciate it. As we just listen for just a brief moment and your hands are over this, I want you to call in today. Remember that I said today, this 8/8 portal is a day to pull on the threads, move nothing into something. And as you move it into this, I want you to think about what it is you want to bring from the quantum realm into the physical realm. What is it that you want to manifest, get into alignment, bring into this moment, into today, into your life in the physical realm? So hands over top. And I want you to really, really, really just charge this water with your intention, listening to the music. Just charge it with what is that intention. Use this 8/8 portal as a time to really connect the quantum and the physical realms. Okay. Once you feel like you've got that, take the crystal, keep your eyes closed, take the crystal out of the water and just hold it in your hand, bring it to your heart. As it sits in your heart there, holding it in your heart, I want you to call it in. I'm going to do a little mantra and I want you to call it in while you're holding it to your heart and bring it to this realm in the now. So you can claim it in the now. Adakara, 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 adakara. Arakara, 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 arakara. Arakara, 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 arakara. That intention, bringing it into the now. We see that picture, whatever it is you're calling in, you're manifesting, see it in front of you as it is already happened. It is already in the now. Okay, so come back into this room. You've got your crystal. Now, I'm going to give you, if you have a Healy, thank you, Judy, you can turn the music on. If you have a Healy, one of the things that you can do is now you can take a picture of your crystal. You can do this later, but you can maybe write this down if you like. You can take a picture of your crystal, and then you will write down what it is that you were calling in. What did you just charge your crystal up with? Okay, write that down on a piece of paper. After you take a picture of your crystal and you have that written down, then you go to your coaching in the Healy and you make your crystal a client. Then in the coaching, you write your intention that you just made. Okay. Then you're going to scan all the areas again, like you would for yourself. And then you're going to have that frequency saved in lists. So you go to the little home icon on the bottom, go to lists, and it will be there. Then you can swipe to the left a little bit, rename it to 88 portal crystal, right? And then what you can do is you can put your microcurrents into your Healy and put the pads onto your stone, and then you can send it the frequency from the quantum realm. That is how we use the Healy for magic. I mean, it's genius, folks. You're literally now able to talk to your crystal, have a full conversation from the quantum realm. I mean, mind's blown, right? Please, in the chat, tell me how your mind is blown. No, but this seriously is so incredible, right? What you can do. So then you can run that frequency throughout the day. Now, one other thing is you've written it down on that piece of paper. You're going to wrap your crystal in a white piece of cloth today. And just like with a little tie on the top, make a little string and wear it. Wear this crystal today. Attune it to yourself. Just for today, just during this 8-8 portal. Run the frequency throughout the day. Just keep running it. Even if it's on your coil, just keep running that frequency throughout the day that you've used your Healy for. If you don't have a Healy, run to whoever sent you here and get a Healy from them immediately. So you can do these things because it's bananas amazing. Okay, and then after today, you'll just have that throughout the day, working that magic. And then tomorrow you just burn that little piece of paper, burn the fabric, and then you've got your crystal. And you have a little 8-8 portal spell that you can be working throughout the day today, just really calling in and bringing in to this physical realm all that you're wanting to bring and manifest into this life. I know that we are getting to be over time. I'm sorry. Oh, only by 5 minutes, not too bad. So if you can, in the chat, today I wanted to do a giveaway. Because it's a special day, I have a little box of some medicine treasures. So I'm giving away a box of, I've got a book that I wrote called The Sacred Medicine Cupboard. I put some pictures on my story today. You can see that. It's a really fabulous book. It's fun. Sacred cacao, ceramic cup, there's Palo Santo, a crystal. It's a really fun little package that's going to be going out to one of you 8-8 lucky winners today. And it's really just as a thank you, because I'm really appreciative of people coming to the frequency playgrounds, that we are trying to create a place to play, a place to understand that there's so much that we can do with Healy and frequency and the quantum, and how we can bring that into our lives in no matter who you are and what you do. There is a way in for you. And that's kind of the heart of the frequency playgrounds, is a place for everyone to feel like they belong, because you all do belong here. So I'm just super grateful. If you can put in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway from today? And just, yeah, like what stirred your heart? And if you can do that really quick, Fernanda's gonna scroll them, and she's gonna choose a winner. Just like, I don't know how she does it. She's gonna just, whatever catches her eye, I guess, is going to. Fernanda, hop on, tell how you're gonna choose.
I'm here. So I would if everybody can just start writing something into the chat. I'm going to give it a minute, and then I will scroll. My little hand will land on somebody and we'll call it good. I'm going to like look for words. So I'll just give it here a little bit of time. Okay.
Oh, my mind. I love it.
I love it.
Crystal ritual, or
Let's see. Okay.
Remembering. Oh, that's nice, Louise. Yeah, remembering is so good. Love you all, beautiful people, this beautiful community. Oh, Share their magic.
Okay.
Technology doesn't have to be less magical. Yes, yes, Istara, Istara. That's a beautiful name, first of all. And yes to what you just said there. I love.
Should she be the winner?
Well, I'm still reading. There's still more people.
Okay, so then maybe I'll
She's the
just
winner of my
scroll
heart.
quick.
The courage is about. There's so many.
Okay, I love this one. I just picked one. Why? Because of the word that I just saw. Honestly, I don't. And now I'm looking at the name.
Make sure you
I'll
see.
read what she wrote before. My biggest takeaway is that awake people be awake. Don't go back to sleep. It's Anja Stang.
Okay, who's that? Yay. Can you put your make sure to reach out to me. Anja, yes. Make sure to reach out to me and give me your address so that we can send you that goodie box today. I'll get that out into the mail for you. So, you know what, you guys, I mean, just thank you so much for being here again. And the frequency playgrounds, you can go back and watch. There's so many. We've just revamped the site a little bit. And there's a lot of really beautiful shares. And we have some really fabulous ones coming up. The frequency of a name, which is going to be really great. Maria Alicia, she's right here. She's going to be talking about that. We've got the tarot and frequency coming up. We have the divine masculine coming up. I mean, I'm still working my way through all the elements. I did one on fire, and I've got earth, air, and water and ether to still do. So that's like, months. There's a lot going on, but just, stay connected. And if you're interested in Healy, please go back to the person that invited you here, that you learned about this from, and connect in with them and ask questions, be curious, and let us give you some information, because when we're curious and we get the information, then we get to make decisions based on our soul alignment. And that's what we want. We want soul aligned people to come and be a part of this community, this journey, this business, and our lives. So,
Annie, can I say one little thing here?
yeah, please.
After scrolling through the chat here and seeing just the beautiful, sweet words of everybody, the thank yous and what their greatest takeaways was, it just, one of the things that comes when we gather with powerful medicine keepers is that a little seed gets planted in us to activate that within ourselves. And maybe you already do this work in the world. Maybe you already have healing hands. Maybe you already see with your inner seeing. Maybe you already serve medicine. Maybe you do this on a daily for yourself in ritual. But maybe you're also feeling like this is new and this conversation is new. And I just want to invite you here into this space. You are in really good hands in this space, in a really loving community of people that are stepping into their own unique voice and medicine and path. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the most powerful things that we have going here, is that we see everybody at where they're at and where they want to be. Mm-hmm. One of the very first things that I do with everybody, and I did this with Annie as well, that comes into our Healy community, is say, okay, what's your seed vision? What do you want for yourself? And that is inner seeing. That is the ability to begin to dabble and to communicate with the realms unseen and with the quantum. And so just thank you for everybody that came. Just so you know, Annie, there are a lot of people that weren't able to get in because there was a cap at 100. And so now we know we got to make this space bigger to hold the amount of people that are wanting to come. But there were a lot of people messaging me being like, I can't get in, because we were at 100. So we're growing, and the beauty and the content and the information is growing. And then just a big hats off to everybody that came into this space, curious and interested with that little seed inside of just dabbling and beginning to dabble in your own gifts as a medicine woman or man.
Yeah. So. Yes. Thank you guys so much. keep coming because they're really fun. And if you join this lineage, then you get an opportunity to run your own frequency. Like, come and I'll invite you here to share your medicine. And then that's really what you know, is so powerful to me, is to be able to see what other people's medicine, what it is, and to see you shine in the world just brings me so much joy. So that's what I want to do, is help you guys shine and shine your light in the world and show everyone who you are and what you've got, you know, because we all need a platform. And as I grow this platform for all of us and we all grow it together, that this is your stage. And that's what I want for everyone. So thanks, guys. Have a good day. Happy 8/8 portal. Do your
Enjoy the day.
crystal.
Feel free to unmute to say goodbye.
Yes, unmute to say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all
Thank
so much.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
Mm.
Bye.
Beautiful.